Today I have a new project. It's drag and drop page builder. I will give you a demo of final project. Then we will start from scratch. Let's see the demo of final project. This is a final project. So if I load this project first time, I have options, this add section and these components for drag and drop. So if I click on this, it will add a section with some options, add section top, bottom and these options. Now I can drag and drop the components. If I drop it here, it will add this text component because this is what I dropped. It has options, settings, delete, move up, move down and duplicate. If I add one more section, let's say the add section bottom, it will add a section just below this like this. And if I want, I can add a section on top of it, just above it. This is above section added. Now if I want to add a image, let's say I want to add image in here, I did the image and I want to add a button in the last section. I can just drag and drop the button in here. Now each component will have their own options for styling. So if I click on this image settings button, it will open a form. It has some options. I can change the image URL. So if I just change it to a different, it will change the image. I can resize the image. If I give it 240 pixel of width, height will auto adjust, and I can give it a padding of 10 pixel. To check the padding, I can add some border, the background color. So let's say the green, and I can add a border radius of 5 pixel. And now let's say I want to move this section on top. So if I click on this, it will move the section on above this image section. So if I click here, now it is the first section, then image goes as the second section. Now let's say I want to add one more component from text in the first. I add it here and it will have its own option. Click in here, I can change the placeholder, let's say email address, and I can add a font size of 24 pixel, I change width, height, add the padding, let's say 20 pixel, add a border radius of 10 pixel. Now I can just click on this save, it will save the page, and if I click on this preview, it will open the page and it will have all the components that we have added. So now if I want to let's say delete this button, and I want to delete this button. If I click, it will just remove it. I want to add that button back. So if I add a button in here, I can change settings for the button text, let's say apply now, and I can change the background color to, let's say, the blue color. Font size, the font color I can change it to the white, and font size I want 24 pixel. I want padding of 20 pixel, it's too much, let's add a 10 pixel, and the border radius is like, let's say 10 pixel or maybe the 5 pixel. Okay, and I want to move this button just above this one, or maybe let's add a section above this button and below this image. So add a section top. In here I want to add a text. If I add a text in here, it's there. Now if we save it, and one more thing, we can edit this text. We just click in here and change like welcome to the new section. And now I want to add one more button in here. So in here we have two components inside one section. Now I can just move these two components up and down. If I click on this up button, it will move button above this text. So move up, move down, move up, move down. So these are the options for each component in the section. If I save it and refresh the page, it will have all the components that we have added. So this is the project we are going to create from scratch. Now let's start with the basic setup. So this is the basic setup of this project, just HTML and CSS. I will open this project, it's here. So first time we load it, we just see some HTML only. There is no functionality on any button. So let's add a functionality. First we want to remove this section, and when we click on this, we want to add this section back. Okay, that is the first functionality we will add. So this HTML, which is this section top, bottom, we will just comment it out so we can remove it. Now let's create a file, index.js, and in here we will first get a reference to this button and then add an event listener to it. So let's say we will define a welcome button, document.query selector, we will select welcome button. Now this class, if we just inspect this button has a class welcome button, so we are just selecting this button. And now if we have the welcome button, we will add event listener to it. So we add event listener, it will take a callback, that callback will get the event, and let's just console log and see if this is really working or not. Okay, now before that we need to add this into our main HTML file. So in here I will add the script, and let's just add the source. Now if I refresh the page, open the console tab, click on this, so it's working, the event is working. Now let's remove this section and add that this section when we click on this add section button. So for that we will need the reference to the main. This is where we will add the section. So inside it first we will remove everything inside it and then add that add section UI. Okay, so now first we need to get the reference to it. So main content, we will select the main content, and which is the main class. Now let's add a check. If we have the main content, then first thing we want to do, set inner HTML to empty string. So this will remove everything inside this main, and after that we can add inner HTML to this one. This is what we need, right? So I will just copy this HTML and add it here, save it. Now let's see if it is working or not. So let's open this one. Inside it first it will remove everything and then add a section. If I click on this, so it has removed and added a section in here. So this code is working and we have successfully added a first event listener. Now let's move to the other buttons. So when we add a section, we have few more buttons: add section top, bottom, setting, delete, up, down, duplicate. We will add event listener for all of them, but before that let's just refactor this code. So this code, it's working for a one button, which is the welcome button, and then setting the inner HTML of the main content. This is fine, this will work, but I'll show you we can do it differently. So we don't have to add event listener for every time, because we will have so many events for this project. So I will just comment it out, and then I will add event listener to the document itself, and it will take a callback inside it. Now I will explain it in a second. So event dot target dot class list dot contains, if it has a class of welcome button, then let's just console log welcome button. Okay, now if I go to the console and click anywhere on the page, it will not work, because we have added this condition that event dot target should have this class welcome button. Okay, if I click on this, we see the console log welcome button. So this event is working. Now let's just add this functionality. So we can just copy and paste it here, or we can just write it. So let's just write it. It's not a much of the code. Document dot query selector, we get the main, and if we have the main content, then we will set the main content dot inner HTML to empty string, and then main content dot inner HTML equals to this one. Now we can copy this one. This is just HTML. So we just copy it here and paste it here. Let's just remove all these and save it. Now if we click on this add section, and it has added the section back to the page. So this is the new event listener on the document. Now you will understand why this is helpful. So now let's say I want to add a event listener for add section top, bottom, and all these options. All I have to do is add a condition in here that if I click anywhere on the DOM, I just need to go to the class list or any other thing that we want to match. For now we just have the class, so I will say for this button add section. So we have two buttons, add section top, add section bottom, but both have this class add section. So I will add this class in here, add section, and then let's add a console log, say add section, and I will just duplicate it few times because we have few more buttons. So we have the settings, delete, move up, move down, and duplicate. Let's see the class of each button. So settings has the settings class, then delete, move up, move down, and duplicate. So let's come in here and add all these classes. So first we have settings, then we have delete, next we have move up, next we have move down. So let's just change it to down, and the last we have the duplicate. So we can change this class to duplicate, and now let's check if all these events are working. So if I go to the console log, if I click anywhere on the page, it's not working. First click on the section, okay, this was a welcome button. Now if I click on delete, this is the delete event, add section. So if I click on add anywhere, it will log 2 times. Why? Because I think we have this 2 times. I just remove it to save it. So add section, top, bottom, up, down, duplicate, delete, and settings. So all the events for each button are working. Now we can add a functionality for these two buttons, add section top and bottom. So if I inspect this add section top and bottom, they have one more class, top and bottom. So if I go to this event here, this condition, I can check, let's say event dot target dot classlist dot contains. If it has a class of top, we'll add something, else if event dot target dot classlist dot contains bottom, we will do something. So when we click on this add top, we want to add a section on like just above this current section. If we click on bottom, we want to add a section just below this section. So for that we will need a section, and the section we have here, this is the HTML we need, right? Now we can just copy and paste this HTML and do it 2 times for each top and bottom button, but I will create one function and then we will use it, so we don't have to repeat this code again and again. So I will create a utils folder and a utils file. Inside it I will define a function get section UI, and this one will return this UI. So this is what we need. Okay, now I will add this function on the global. This is the window object. I will add it here, get section UI. Now we need to import this file inside this so we can use it here. So if I go top of here, I can just import it, this file util.js. Now there is one problem. If we open the console, it throws error that cannot use import module outside the module. To fix this issue, we can go to the index.html and add a one attribute in here. We say it's a type of module. If we save it, now this error is gone and we can use this import function inside the index.js, and if we do this, we will add this function on the window object and then we can use it here. So we'll remove this code and we'll say window.getSectionUI. We save it. Let's see if this is working. Yeah, this is working. Now we need to add section for top and bottom, so they will require the section. So I will define a new variable, new section, and we will get window.getSectionUI, so we don't have to call it 2 times. Now if I come in here, so when I click on this add section top or bottom, we want to add a new section. Okay, on top we want to add above this section and bottom just below it. So if I just inspect this, this is the main target, above this and below this. So what I will do, I will write a code, event.target.parent element, then add adjacent element. This is the function we will call. And then I think the spelling mistake, it is insert adjacent element. Maybe let's just check the official doc for it. Okay, we can just copy it and let's just search for it if we have it somewhere. So yeah, this is the official document. So it says insert adjacent element. Let's see if we can edit correctly. Okay, yeah, there was a spelling mistake. Now this expect 2 things. One is the position where we want to add, and second is the element. Okay, so it has 4 options: before begin, after begin, before end, after end. So we are interested in first and last because we want to add before the target element begins and after it ends. Okay, so if we add this one, this is the top, we want to add before it begins, we want to add what? A new section. And the same thing we can just copy and paste it here and replace it after end. So in here, after end. Now there is one problem, I will show you and we will fix it. So if I come in here, refresh the page and click on add section, it's working. If I click on top, you see it's not working. Why is that? Let's see the console tab. It says insert adjacent element on element parameter 2 is not type of element. Now it's not element. What we are doing in here, this function, we are returning just a string. Now this looks like a HTML, but it is inside the backtick. So this is a simple string and this function will treat as a string and it is expecting an element. Now I will write a new function that will convert this HTML string into a actual element. So for that, let's write a function get HTML from string. It will expect a parameter HTML string and then it will return the HTML. So for that, I'll define a variable temporary div document.create element div, and this temp div dot inner HTML will set it to HTML string, and then we will return the temp div dot first child. So what it will do, it will take the HTML string, insert that HTML string into the inner HTML. Now this inner HTML, it expects a HTML string. It will automatically convert this HTML string to a string and then we will just return it. So now we can do two things. We can just take this function and call it here and convert it, or we can simply say this get section in here. So instead of returning this HTML, we will return. So before that, let's add this function on the window object. So window dot get HTML from string. Now we will call it here and pass this value. So say window dot get HTML from a string. Now it will create a small problem, but we will fix it. Let's just see it. If I click on this, now it says object HTML div element. It is not the HTML we are expecting. So for that, this expect HTML string, but it is returning us the child node or a HTML element. So what we can do, we can call a function append child, and then we can just add it here. Now if we click on this, it will add actual section, and now if I click on this, it says top, so it added top of it. If I click on this, it will add between these two. So this is what we have added. So now we have added this functionality for add section top and bottom, and this is it for today's video. In next video we will add functionality for all these buttons, settings, delete, move up, move down and duplicate. I'll see you in the next video.